I've known for a while that there is a period of my childhood where anything that happened to me at that age, I struggle to empathize with. And I guess what I mean by that is like when I think about the things that happened to me, I struggle to feel sad or angry or hurt or really feel anything. Like I just don't feel anything. Like it almost feels like it didn't really happen to me, even though I know it did. And then much later in my childhood, like 15 to 16, uh, like suddenly when things happen to me at that point or into my adulthood, then I can like have feelings about it and empathize with myself. And I used to think that maybe that was just like kind of when like my current stream of consciousness self kind of came online or something because but this week my therapist suggested another potential cause for this that I totally think is right. It is I started finding safety in my body a little bit and just in like being myself. I found the first like seed of emotional support in my life around those ages. I was 15, I moved from my mom's house to my dad's house. Prior to that, I had only been with my dad every other weekend. And I can't say that he was like super emotionally supportive in the sense that like we weren't gonna like sit down and talk about our feelings. Um, but there was just like a general warmth and a general like kind of like an ease and a little bit of warmth in the relationship, even though there wasn't all of the like in-depth emotional support that ideally would exist there. But honestly, even if that warmth and like just kind of general acceptance and stuff wasn't there, just that being at his house didn't have this like constant goodness, constant tension and stress and just kind of like walking on eggshells all of the time, and such an oasis to just get away from the constant stress. And then like a year and a half or so after that, I started dating my boyfriend at the time, but now my husband. And neither of us came from families that had like really great conflict resolution skills, or putting that very mildly. But so like we both needed a lot of work on getting comfortable with our own emotions, figuring out how to like communicate better and things like that. But from the get-go, we both wanted to be safe people for each other. We liked each other and loved each other and wanted the best for each other. We just had the intent of trying to be good to each other and trying to be safe for each other. And so, even though we definitely lacked skills and it took a lot of time to figure those things out, and like, I mean, we're still figuring out our traumas and how those things impact each other and whatever. Um, but still, just, it was a good, he's a good egg. And he was trying his best, and we both wanted to try to support each other. And so that was something that I didn't have, like a person in my life every day, somebody I could talk to every day about anxiety or depression or whatever it was. And I had that with him. And that was huge for me. I also saw like a significant reduction in my, I don't think I can say it on here, so SH behaviors or like coping skill that I had utilized from the time I was like 7. Um, but that really dropped off significantly when I first moved in with my dad at like 15, and then kind of decreased from there. I think that stopped around 17, like completely stopped. So that, you know, it took some time or whatever. And but also I know that some of the, I guess, like relapses that I had with that were happened on like one-off days where I had to go to my mom's house. And so I was like going back into that very triggering environment and would, you know, go back to that coping skill. Anyway, just on multiple levels, that makes sense for me. I definitely think that my therapist was right, that for me, the age where I can like look back at things that happened to me and have feelings come up in my body and just empathize with that version of me absolutely started at that point when I started to have some safety and support in my life. I'm safe now, so in theory, I should be able to look back at a memory from when I was, say, 10 and didn't feel safe in my body, and it felt like a threat to empathize with myself, that I still could empathize with that version of me now because I'm safe now. But I don't know, I guess it's not that simple, in that I wasn't empathizing with myself at the time of the memory. And so when I try to recall that memory, that instinct to like shut my body down and not empathize comes back up.